Well, welcome back, episode 2.
Thanks.
So, I figure we could just do like a little. We need to put some stuff out. Some content. We need to create some content. So, some of my people who I was gonna have, they couldn't make it this weekend. So we're gonna do our own little cozy couch talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do like a little week recap.
Yeah.
We've had a lot going on since the last episode.
I was about to say yes.
I don't even remember when we filmed it. Honestly, like.
I don't either.
Ago.
I
think
think
a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
September.
Yeah, because it was. What? No. Was it September?
September or August.
I want to say it was before the wedding.
Yeah.
Shh, we're filming. Thank you.
Yeah, so we
Quiet on set.
are filming in our apartment with our windows open because it's just a cozy little spot.
And then
But if you close the windows, it gets too stuffy in here, so
Yeah.
we need
some airflow.
I need to get the airflow going. So if you hear any extracurricular noises, it's because people are driving by too loud with annoying cars.
Because we live in the wonderful city of Vista.
Yeah, go Vista. So let's see.
You want to talk about our week first? We're pretty boring people.
No, we are not boring. We do a lot of stuff. We're busy.
Yeah.
24/7 almost. We can talk about my shirt. Encounter night for God so loved San Diego. I don't know if you can see this in the camera.
Squat. Okay.
Boom. Yeah. So we had Encounter night on Sunday, which was awesome.
This is
huge,
your second. Ooh, we're even now.
No.
Yes?
This is my third.
This your third?
Because we started doing these at the church.
But you missed last year.
Right, but we did one at the church, one at the amphitheater, and I missed last year. And then this year. So Encounter night, for those of y'all who are wondering what we're talking about, Encounter night is like a huge worship night that is like this year was like 25 different churches or something like that that put it together. Super dope. It's at the amphitheater in Oceanside, which some of y'all might not be familiar with the amphitheater in Oceanside.
It's by the beach. That's all you gotta know.
Yeah, it's right by the beach, by the pier, in downtown Oceanside. So if you're tuning in from a different state, you can look that up. And yeah, you can find a lot of pictures of it if you go to
Google
or like Coast
City.
Like Coast City. There's been a lot of social media posts about Encounter night. So
yeah, it's where we go.
it was super cool. We volunteered, worked the merch booth. Super awesome. Yeah, this was my third time doing an Encounter night. When I first started going to the church, we had I don't know if it was, I'm pretty sure it was like one of the first ones we ever did, but it was just at our church.
Yeah.
During I want to say during COVID or maybe right after COVID. Yeah, because it was outside the church, yeah. And then the next year, it grew so big that we did it at the amphitheater in downtown. Mm-hmm. And then last year, I was on deployment, but you were here, and you worked the merch booth last year. Mm-hmm. And then we're like the merch booth volunteer go-to couple. So we're always doing the merch booth, which is awesome. I enjoy it.
This year, something they did differently is the 2 weekends prior to Encounter night, because we have these shirts.
Yeah.
And so we just sold those the couple Sundays before,
so people could get them before, and then.
And what our pastor was thinking was
spread the word.
Yeah, let's get these out, not the day of, but the weekends before, so more people know about it. And we had a phenomenal turnout, I think.
Yeah.
We had a lot of awesome people.
People lining up on the pier and.
Restaurants and hotels behind us.
Yeah, because there's a lot of condos / I don't even know, hotels, condos, apartment buildings, whatever they are, but rooftop bars and stuff. So super awesome. Our church worship team released Territory.
Duh.
Yeah, super awesome. It was our first Coast City Worship original song recorded, released, played at Encounter night. Yeah. Super awesome. You can go check that out. I'm pretty sure it's
streaming.
It's streaming on everywhere you can listen to music, I think.
Yeah,
definitely Apple Music, Spotify if you're gross.
YouTube. I think it's that was horrifying.
Is that Alexa? I don't know.
No, that's your computer.
Oh, it is totally my computer sitting over there listening to us. Go away, Siri. Okay.
Oh my god, I hate technology.
Anyways, territory. So you can find that on. You can just look it up. Territory, Coast City Worship.
Let me find the plug.
I'll put a link in my Instagram bio whenever we post this on YouTube, and we're trying to get this podcast on Spotify. And then once we get it on Spotify, we'll also try to get it on Apple Podcasts, which I've heard from other people is more difficult than you think to get your stuff on Apple Podcasts.
Really?
Apparently, yeah.
I'm so sorry. I keep yawning. My
all
nose
right.
is plugged up. I'm sick. Well, I'm recovering from being sick. Yeah, I have a cold. But I broke my nose when I was in high school, so that messed up my breathing. And then when I'm sick, it's like...
LaCroix. Here. Shout out LaCroix. Sponsor us.
Anyways, my nose is 10 times worse, and so I can't breathe. And
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I figured we could just do a little bit about, church hurt. It's a big issue. A lot of people talk about it. A lot of people are saying I'm not going to church because I got church hurt.
Church hurt.
I got the church hurt-itis. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What are your? I got some notes here, so I'm not texting anybody. So I'm not just gotta refer. Make sure we're on track. But yeah, I think a lot of people right now are like going through a time where they've experienced like hurt, just hypocrisy, judgment,
betrayal.
whatever. Yeah, betrayal, like breaking of trusts, whatnot. And that's turned a lot of people away, and they're like, I don't want to go to the church anymore. I don't believe anymore. I don't want any part of Christianity, religion, Jesus.
Yeah.
Which are all like, it's all different to me, but we'll get into that. But
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is your opinion, or what is your thoughts when you hear the word church hurt?
I said this earlier to you that I think every Christian goes through church hurt. Because I just feel like it's just when we are trying to figure out our faith and our relationship with God, we have to start somewhere. Whether that's with our parents' faith, whatever it is.
Sure.
But we trust, like even you said this, we trust so much in others and the church instead of God.
God, yeah.
So then when it happens, you're like, dang, that's crazy. You're not supposed to be like that, which is true. These people of positions, like pastors, priests, bishops, whatever you want, they are supposed to be someone you can trust. And when you feel betrayed by them, or even just your church community, it's like the ultimate betrayal to you. So then you're like, not for
Yeah,
me.
because you're going to a place where you're supposed to experience like love and grace and all that, and then whenever you get like torn down or something in that place, like a place like for me, whenever I go to our church, I feel very safe.
Yeah.
So I think whenever you get torn down in a place that you're supposed to feel safe, it's like it's scary, and it makes you like not want to go back for sure.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people have the question, and I had it for a really long time, even discovering my new faith, like, well, how could he let this happen? That question I feel like is so prominent, especially in today's culture. Like, well, how, if he's such a powerful God, then how could he let this happen to me, or my mom, or my dad, or the world? And then we saw that video yesterday, and that's why I saved it, because I was like, that is like a perfect example and way to explain to people, like, well, no, God is the all-powerful God, but...
Oh, okay, I know.
You know what I'm talking about?
I was about to bring up that video, too.
Yeah. You can
so
talk about it.
Basically, like, God is so powerful, but so loving that he gave up some of his power to give us free will.
Yeah.
Which, with free will comes, free will given to Adam and Eve caused, temptation, and temptation by Satan led to sin, and then now because, humans were never designed to experience grief or like loss like that
Pain,
in
yeah.
God's like original creation, but with sin comes those consequences, So, but he is all powerful. However, being that he gave up his power to give it like some. No, I'm not saying that he's not powerful, right? Gave up like the power of
Being overpowering.
like overpowering and like inflicting his will on us.
Yeah.
He gave us free will, which is a big part of the reason of like why certain things happen the way that they do.
Yeah, he gave us choice.
Right, and no one's perfect, so you're gonna get hurt. People are gonna hurt your feelings, but that's people hurting you, not people say, "Oh, it's the church hurt," but it's like it's really not church hurt. It's typically it comes from individual conflicts, but just people who are imperfect hurting other people.
Yeah.
Little church, not like it's not like the overall big C church of like what the Bible talks about as like church. It's like your like establishment,
Like your community, your family, like
that can
your
cause
chosen
hurt
family.
in
Yeah,
life, for sure. I think a big thing also is like, okay, you get hurt. Is it something that you can, that like, well, one, God forgave us for our sins and literally died for us. So like, how dare you not forgive someone for telling you that you can't sing on Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's not your gift.
But it's okay if you can't sing.
I mean, yeah, whether it's and that's just a funny example, but like. Maybe that's not your gift. Maybe, worship is not your gift. I know for me, I love worship and I love to sing.
Is it your gift?
Probably not. Right? Ain't no one asking me to come out to church and worship on the stage on Sunday morning. Okay, which is fine with me. But some people who they really want that. I think it's their wants.
Yeah.
I want this I want this to be my gift. I want to help out here. Well, maybe that's not your gift. Maybe that's not where God's calling you to be. And whenever someone says that, and, the truth can hurt. Mm-hmm. So whenever someone says, well, we're not what you're looking for. Now, don't be, you suck, you're the worst singer ever.
Right.
You don't need to be that person. That could definitely hurt. But, like, know yourself. Be self-aware. Like, someone tells you that you can't do something, maybe it's for the best. Maybe it's because it's not your gift, and you need to keep praying for a gift that God's given you, not necessarily the gift you want.
Yes.
Because typically whenever you're going after the gift that you want, like worship, it's probably not always because you want to serve God through worship. It might be because you want to be seen on stage.
Right.
And, that not every case. Some people just really think that they can sing, and they don't know that they can. But, again, like, it's not just singing, like... Whatever the case is.
Worship isn't a performance.
Yeah. Whatever the case is, like, say it's the security team. Maybe you want to be on the security team and, like, that's just not, you're not equipped. You might not be...
Not equipped for the security team?
Right, like, not to shame anybody, but...
Let's be so for real.
Like, if you look at the guys on our security team... Hey, I go to the gym every day for the past. I mean, I've made some big progress in the last year. Literally, like about a year now, I've been like steady in the gym almost every day, and I might not be necessarily equipped to be on the security team. Some people are like
our 6'4" Samoan dude.
Yeah. People probably aren't gonna mess with him. Me, granted, like, do I feel like I could provide? Security. Absolutely. As a Marine and, other stuff, not to bring that into it, but happy birthday, Marine Corps. Yesterday was the Marine Corps birthday. Just gotta throw that in there. Boom. Drop it. Cool. Anyways, I probably could, yes.
Yeah.
With, like, my background and experiences. However, it's like a guard dog. Like, our dog looks like she'd be a great guard dog, and she is like a deterrent for people.
Absolutely.
Whereas if we had like a Chihuahua, people probably aren't going to be super scared. So maybe you're just not equipped for that, which is fine. But don't say that the church hurt you, and like be self-aware. Yeah. Don't be spiritually immature.
Yeah.
you know, and saying like, well, I can't do this, so I'm not going to go to the church anymore. Like,
They don't deserve me. Huh?
right.
Hold on. Reel it back, girl. Reel it
Right,
back.
right. And with spiritual immaturity comes like disagreements, like
Yeah.
church hurt, your disagreement with someone in leadership, or whether you're in leadership or you're not, and it's someone just in the church or someone who is in leadership when you're not, or a fellow leader, like, don't let your differences and like stuff that. Are you keeping your water in your slipper?
Yeah, because I don't. The rug, it's uneven.
You know, yeah.
And I don't want it to.
Excuse me. But yeah, don't let the disagreements that you might have with people be
It's
your
like-
church hurt.
Right. It's like put it this way. Your community and as a Christian and the people you mingle with, that's your family. We're all brothers and sisters, right? If you have a disagreement with your mom, you're not gonna stop talking to her.
Right.
I mean, some might. In some cases, valid.
Right.
But if my mom says, well, I think this looks better on you, and I say, oh, I don't think that, then we disagree. I'm not going to
Yeah.
leave the house and say, well, she said that this looks better on me, and I don't think so.
So yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right. Like, say you want. We talked about this earlier. Like, some people like the good old gospel music
Oh, yeah, they do.
for worship, and you know some people don't. And it's not even. I won't even say. I used to probably say it was like a generational thing, but not anymore because
No.
there are plenty of people of all ages at our church, and we have a more contemporary
Yeah.
worship team. And there are people who are, like, you know, that are younger, that not as many probably, but that are all about the hymnal
Like, that's what
and
they
like the
grew up
gospel
with,
music, which
yeah.
is fine. And it's okay if you want to go to a church that does that and like that's what they have,
Then
but
that's
don't
fine.
discount the message of a church or what the church is doing just because you don't like the way they worship.
Yeah.
Or the way that the drummer sounds,
Yes.
or something like that. Don't, like, you can't discount what God's doing there just because you don't like something, because you don't agree with it, you know? That's being, like, spiritually immature. And if they say, well, we're not going to change the way we worship just to fit you, like, don't say that the church hurt you.
Yeah.
It's fine if you want to find another place that worships how you want to worship. But at the end of the day, like, that doesn't really matter to God. It's just that we are worshiping Him.
Yeah.
It's not, the worship isn't
He didn't
for
say
you.
that you get first in line if you worship with this
Right.
type of worship music. He just said,
And it's
just
not for
praise.
you. The worship isn't for you.
No.
It's for Him.
And I get it. I've been there. I've been like, dang, Sunday was like, the worship.
Right.
But
yeah.
that's not going to stop me from, like, worshiping.
Sure.
You may not feel it as much or feel like, oh, like last week. Okay, it's going to happen. We're all human. We're going to think those things. We're just going to be the ones to say it. Like, but praise in your car, praise in your home, praise on a walk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can do it anywhere.
You can do it anywhere. So if you don't feel fulfilled on Sunday or Saturday or whenever you go to church, you need to find your fulfillment somewhere else.
Right.
That's all that God's asking for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, figure it out.
Yeah. So I think we're going on we've gone on some tangents, but back to
Yeah.
church hurt. Yeah, probably. Well, here's a good point. So we can going from worship and stuff like being spiritually immature, disagreements is not your church hurt, you know. But what could be like a lot of people say, well, you know, religion hurt me, the church hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, for me personally, I don't like to say that I'm like a religious or I'm following
Yeah.
a religion, because I'm not. I'm following Jesus Christ, not a religion. Because religion is
A man-made.
it's something to me that it's like a construct. It's man-made.
Yeah.
The rules of like, you know, like I grew up for a while in a small like Baptist church, which was, you know, great. It wasn't super like fire and brimstone from the pulpit type of preaching. However, there are like just certain things that are different. And I know with a lot, like some Baptist churches, or some, I'm not even going to bring that into it, but some churches of different like denominations, or like, oh, you shouldn't dance, or oh, you can
Uh-huh.
you can never have a drink.
You can't eat this certain type of food.
Right, just certain like rules that. 'Cause, I mean, in the Bible, was it David? David be dancing with all his might. Fact check me on that. I'm pretty sure it's David. It says
Yeah,
David,
I think it is.
David danced with all his might to the Lord.
Yeah, something like that. He was like in James.
Yeah, I can't pull the verse right now, but
We'll think about it like 3 days from now.
yeah. But like just those rules, that's a rule of religion. You know, whenever Christianity and following Jesus is really built on love and peace and grace and loving your neighbor,
Yeah.
like the two main things for like the two biggest rules for me that well, not rules, but whatever you want to say is like love others how you want to be loved, and like love God as like your savior, the Lord of your life. And if you love him the way that you're called to, you will love others the way that you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and like, that's a big thing. Like, some churches are like super. I think where the real church hurt that is real, because church hurt is real. Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
I'm not like down. Like, church hurt is a real thing. But again,
It's just whether
like,
you're willing to like get up and move past that.
right. Because
Like-
just like any type of hurt, like,
Yeah.
deal with it, process it.
Yeah.
Whether you need to be upset for a little bit, okay, but
Talk
like,
to someone about it.
yeah, come back, have a courageous conversation, deal with your conflict, be like very kind, you know, like come into it with like come into your, if you're gonna have that dealing, like come into it with the the idea of like we need to come out of this stronger
Yeah.
than like this is what you did to me, you're wrong, blah blah blah. I've said what I said, we're done. Like say, hey, this
Yeah.
this is how this affected me.
This is what it made me feel.
This is how it
like.
made me feel. Blah blah blah. Don't accuse them of wronging you or whatever. You okay?
Ow! I smacked my eye with my metal tassel.
Aglet.
Aglet.
You alright?
That's church hurt. No, but yeah, I agree with
That is not church hurt.
No, but I agree with what you're saying because I'm a very confrontational person. For those of you that just could not even bear to believe that. But it's easier to do the confrontational thing. To be
Right.
like, you were wrong, this is how I feel, like you can't, you know what I mean? To be like fiery.
Yeah.
It's much easier to do that and then walk away than to have that hard conversation. And we've had to have a lot of hard conversations with people. And trust me when we both say this. It is hard to come to someone with love.
Yeah.
Because it's a scary thing to do because you don't know how they're going to react. But it's also hard to have that conversation and be like, I'm cool. And two things. Trust that they are also cool, but also like kind of in that awkward reforming of a relationship move forward. It sucks. It's hard. But as Christians, we are called to do that to
Yeah.
each other. And not Steve I met last Sunday. You know what I mean? Like you or Angel or like our best friends. Like we're called to have those conversations with our brothers and sisters. Not some man I talked to selling Encounter t-shirts last Sunday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not my
sure.
position because I don't know him.
Yeah.
But those suck.
Unless he comes up and legitimately tells you, like, hey, I can tell God wants to use me, but I'm sinning, and he's not going to use me until I stop sinning, but I don't really want to yet.
Yeah.
That's like a point where you're like, well, I don't really know you, but,
However,
that's probably not the right thing to do.
yeah.
But again, I do get what you're saying. Like,
It's
when
like
it comes to our friends and the people we hold close, especially people who have made, like, a claim to be following Jesus,
Yeah.
like, you can't hold people of the world, people who aren't like, maybe they're
Following,
Christian,
yeah.
but if they're not like following or they're not saying like I'm a Christian, putting that out there, you can't really hold them to the same standard.
because it's not their fault.
Right. However, for people who are saying I'm a Christian, I'm following Christ, I'm going to church every Sunday, I'm living my life this way, whenever you notice something or you see something, you need to call them out on it.
Yeah, that's a better way of what I was.
Because what if what they're doing is causing somebody else church hurt?
Ooh.
Because they're being a hypocrite and they're saying, well, this person says that they're a Christian, but they're doing this to me, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to go to their church, even though they're posting all over their social media, come to my church, whatever.
Because why would someone want to do that?
Right.
If you're being hurt by someone, and you're one way on Sunday, and then Monday you're a different way.
Sure.
The last thing I'm going to want to do is go to your church, because obviously that church is either one, promoting this, or two, not doing its job. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what people think.
Right.
So,
But really, it comes down to like us as individuals.
Yeah.
Be better, right?
exactly. Unfortunately, as a Christian community, we're always going to be clumped.
Yeah.
We're always going to be known as the Christians screaming, "You're going to hell!"
Yeah.
on the street corners. You know what I mean? We're always going to be known as that, and that's okay. Let them think that.
We're trying to work through that.
We're trying to work through that.
We're working through that as a group. I think I actually have a buddy of mine back in Texas who also just recently started a podcast, The Catch, which is super dope. And their second episode talked about, dealing with confrontation. But after the first episode, I was like, dude, I feel like he's a little bit older than me, more of a mentor. But I was like, your generation, my generation, like just by a couple of years difference, right? Different generations, like the millennial, Gen Z, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like our generation is so in tune with the whole world, like through social media, that like you can like plant a seed by the click of a button. You can reach, and you can spread light by a click of a button. So, I was like, hey, I think like this is great what we're doing, what you're doing, and just super dope. Going through social media. That was a little bit of a tangent about bringing some light to the world again, but
Because it needs it.
yeah, for sure. But that generation is like trying to break that stigma of like hatred and you're going to hell and or I saw this video today that was like things churches do, and it was like there's all these people in the lobby talking, and then on their door it's a sign that says all are welcome, or like come as you are. That's like the big like church thing, like come as you are, you don't need to change. And then everyone's mingling and talking, and then this guy comes in like a tank, a hat, gauges, and he's covered in tattoos.
Sounds like.
And then everyone's like,
oh.
and stares at him.
The worst.
And then he's like, and he looks down at the sign, it's like come as you are, and he's like,
I came as I am.
and he like slowly backs out, and then right when the door closes, everyone's like, and then they go back to talking, like trying to break that stigma of like the church does this.
That is probably my biggest pet peeve in churches. Like, oh my God, that makes me so angry. Because like, one, hypocritical.
Right.
Just flat out. But like, two, like,
like why would you do that?
Like, why would you do that?
Because that can, like, that may be the first time, they might be at, like, the lowest point of their life, and they're like, well, they saw a video saying, like, oh, a church, and they go online, they find this church that says, come as you are, and that theme's welcoming to them, because they've been maybe rejected or something.
Wait, that was, like, a legit church video?
It was
or
like
was it like a making, like, example?
Yeah, it was like a parody.
I thought it was like a legit, like, come to our church video, and I was like, huh? But it was like a things churches do, or things churches shouldn't do. Like they say come as you are, but then they treat you like that when you do. Okay,
come as you are, but then when you walk in through the door and you're covered in tattoos, they're like...
Literally everybody at our church.
Goes back to talking. Right, like, super diverse. Like, our church, I will say, is the one thing they're, like, well, not the one thing they're doing right, but something that we are doing right is, like, there's no judgment. It's a place of no judgment, which is dope.
Which is hard, because there's even some things where, like, someone says, oh, yeah, this is, like, what I've been through, or this is what I did. And you go, dang, that's heavy.
Right.
But, hey, I'm not perfect either.
Right, I'm glad you're here. Yeah.
Taking a big step, so.
And it's super awesome. That's what the whole thing is supposed to be about. The Forgiven Collective is, like, that's dope that you're here because you're forgiven. So, let's put your story out there for people to, like, who might be going through what you're going through, or what you went through. And they're like, man, I'm not alone, But yeah, something that we talked about this morning too was like the church is not going to save you. Going to church is not
Nope.
going to save you, but it's a great place to meet
It's
Jesus.
a good place to start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I guess it goes off of what we believe also, like, touching on, like, the religion, church thing. We both say, and this is something I would say, learned, especially me, I'll speak for myself, learned after it's been explained. It makes sense. Because we say we just have a relationship with Jesus Christ. Because we do. We're
Yeah.
not into the whole, well, I can't wear this because my church says I'll go to hell.
Yeah, I
You
can't have a
wear ripped
tattoo
jeans.
because...
Yeah, like, and if you believe that, go ahead.
Right.
Believe that.
I'm a strong believer in the fact that, like, if you felt convicted on that, like...
Then you
Like, some
fucking
people
something.
feel really... Like, for instance, this is, like, maybe, like, wrong, but some people are very convicted that they need to not smoke.
Yeah.
Like, tobacco or, nicotine.
Nicotine.
Or weed, whatever
Or-
it is.
yeah, whatever
like,
it is.
some people have felt convicted that that is wrong. Some people haven't.
And that's fine.
And if that's like, if you're not convicted of that, like, I'm not sure. That is like maybe episode 3 or 4 is going to be common misconceptions, but
Yeah, because we got
that's
a lot
like
of those.
that's like a thing where I'm not really sure what the Bible says about this, like about certain things, like, so, but
I
if you're
think
not
what
like,
you're trying to say is, like, if I'm convicted on something, I'm not going to push my conviction on you.
right, like,
because
if you're
you're not
convicted that
convicted on something.
God told you, like, you shouldn't get tattoos,
Yeah.
that's okay. Don't put it on me, because
Right.
for me, God's never told me, and, like, I pray about most decisions I make, like, God's never said tattoos are wrong and you're going to go to hell if you get them. Some people think that way. Some people
And
think
that's
that it's
okay.
completely wrong against the
Yeah.
Bible. That's okay. That's why we're going to talk about it in common misconceptions. Well, I'm going to bring on a guest who is very knowledgeable, so maybe he can clear up some of that stuff, even for me, because
Yeah.
I really don't know. Like, as far as tattoos, from what the research I've done about the Bible, I don't believe that it's a sin. Depending on, like, your heart posture.
Yes.
Because it can be, I think.
Like, if you're going to get, like, the Antichrist tattooed
Right.
on you.
Stuff like that, maybe, yeah. However, like, a tattoo with a meaning or something, I don't think that you're going to hell if you get...
A
I
rose
have
flower
tattoos,
of
so,
your
yeah.
grandmother. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. So, like, now if it's a tattoo of worship, like, of worshiping the dead, or that's, like
Like,
what
worshiping, yeah.
the conclusion I've come to, like, worshiping the dead,
That's tough.
worshiping other gods, like, that might be something you want to look into. Right? But yeah, the church isn't going to save you, but it's a great place to meet Jesus, who will.
What was that thing you were telling me earlier about church hurt on Judgment Day?
Oh, okay. So this is a big one. Like, people are saying that, like, oh, I've experienced church hurt. I'm done. I'm not going to church anymore. That's a great excuse. Church hurt is a great excuse. But you know what? It's not going to be an excuse on Judgment Day.
Because
Unfortunately, like, and like I said, church hurt is a real thing. I'm sorry for the people who have been hurt by the church.
but don't let that discourage you from how good God is.
Right, because you go up to on Judgment Day and they say, well, why didn't you, like, serve me? Why didn't you live out your life this way? Well, I was, but the church hurt me.
And it could be something as dumb as they said I didn't belong on the worship team, to something so severe
serious, yeah.
as
Like, super legit.
my youth pastor
Sexually assaulted me,
sexually
yeah.
assaulted me.
Yeah. Or,
Valid. Like, feel hurt.
right, people, I mean, that happens.
Oh
People are
my God,
imperfect.
yeah.
There's sexual assault, there is verbal abuse, whatever, spiritual abuse in the church, like, there's pastors who are, like,
And it goes
using your gifts until it doesn't benefit them, and then they're
Yeah.
done. Like, those are real hurts, and sorry for the people who have experienced that. But when you go up on Judgment Day and you say, well, this pastor hurt me, so I was done with you. Okay, well, what about that restaurant that gave you food poisoning? Did you stop going to every restaurant?
Did you? Yeah.
Take your time. But get back
Heal.
into a church. Yeah.
God will also.
There are people
Help you
like
heal.
there are bad people in the world, unfortunately, that will hurt you. But why is it all the time that when we get it's all the time that we get hurt by other people, but we still go back to different situations.
Toxic situations.
Like-
Until.
Right. But whenever you get hurt in the church, that's whenever people draw the line like I'm not going to go back to another church. Like someone tries to come sexually harasses you at a bar,
You still go out and go to
you're
bars.
going to go to another bar. But the minute it's a church, which granted we are supposed to be at a higher standard, but still
Absolutely.
you can't judge every church based on your own experience, you know. And the way this might be harsh.
But
The
we're
way
also
I
not
see
here to
it-
sugarcoat stuff.
Right, the way I see it, church hurt's real. You get hurt, deal with it. However, if you are so hurt by your pastor or something that the church said to you that you completely dismiss Jesus and God, and because like I said, it's a relationship, not a religion. If you completely dismiss everything else and you're like, I'm done with this,
Yeah.
to me, I don't believe that you fully accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. I don't know that you've experienced the love of Jesus Christ, because I've experienced the love and I could never go back.
I think about that stuff too. Like, my church hurt, and then, like, that season where I gave up. I was like, over it. Bye. Like, no. And then I started going to church. From the moment I started going to Coat City to now, I've been hurt multiple times. I've had to deal with things. I deal with my own past traumas. But because, like, what you said, like, when you fully immerse yourself and you feel God's love and forgive, like, it's just, you don't ever want that to go away.
Yeah.
No matter, and we talk about it too, as soon as you're a Christian and you claim that you're a Christian, life doesn't get easier.
It's going to get harder.
It's going to get 10 times harder.
Yeah.
Because
The enemy is not
your
after
enemy's
you.
number one victim right now.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
he wants you.
You're not, yeah, because you're so vulnerable in your state. Like, it's so easy for him to, whenever you make that claim, that's the easiest time for him to snatch you back.
Mm-hmm.
So it is going to get harder, and you are going to get hurt. You're going to get your feelings hurt. First of all, feelings are not leaders.
He said,
I'll
first
say
of
it
all,
again. Feelings are not good leaders. They're not your friend. Feel your feelings. Understand that they're real. Don't let them dictate what you
Your
do.
decisions.
Your actions. Think about your actions. Don't just do it based on your feeling, because that's what kids do. That's what children do.
It's like that, going back to that
Grow up.
toxic relationship.
Yeah.
My heart's with him. I
Yeah.
love him.
But he beat me.
But he beats you, girl. Like,
Yeah. Not to make light of those situations either. Those are very, very real, very severe. Sometimes they're very hard to get out of.
I think we only talk about those things because we've been in a lot of these situations.
Right.
So it's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, so I lost my train of thought again.
I saw it. I saw the gears too. There
yeah,
might be some smoke coming out your ears
Yeah,
soon.
it's working.
Look at your notes, babe.
Well, you just said it. What were we just talking about?
We were talking
Oh,
about...
church hurt on Judgment Day.
Yep.
Yeah.
How it's not an excuse.
It's not going to be an excuse because you're still doing other stuff. It didn't stop you from doing nothing else. Find another church. Find another place to... I get it can be hard, and you might need to take your time, but, like, take your time. Don't discredit Jesus because, like we were saying, the love of God, like... If you leave the church completely, and I'm not talking little church, I'm talking big church, you leave, like, your relationship with Jesus because someone hurt you at your church or your pastor hurt you, you loved your pastor.
Yeah.
You loved your pastor, you loved how he made you feel, whatever. You loved the people, you loved the establishment, the vibe,
Yep.
the environment. If you leave Jesus because of that, I don't think you really love Jesus. And that might be harsh. You can roast me in the comments, you can come at me in the comments, whatever. But that's just how I see it, because if you really knew the love of God and the love of Jesus, you wouldn't let a person take that away from you.
Yeah.
That's like if you have like a prized possession that you love, that you share with
yeah.
other people, but then someone like does something to hurt you, you're not gonna let them take your prized possession away from you, just because like, or something you really enjoy, like, just because you hadn't gotten a fight with someone. Let's say there's like a game or a hobby you like to do, and you got a fight with someone. You're gonna go back and play that game somewhere else. Or you're gonna go do that thing somewhere else.
You're gonna say, I'm gonna take me and my blankie.
Right.
And, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna take me and my Mimis and get out of here.
And my babies and get out of here, which is fine. That's fine.
Yeah. You don't have to stay in a place that's abusive.
When you walk into a church,
Even if it's a church.
right, it can happen because a community is abusive, not God. Let's
Right.
all remember that. If you walk into a place and you feel like heads turn when you walk in, probably not the place for you.
Yeah.
However, to also like contradict myself, I guess, it's also easier for us to walk into a place, feel like heads are turning, when really I'm just walking in sin.
Yeah.
Because when you're walking in sin, you feel like everybody's watching your every move.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like
That's good.
everybody's
That's
talking about you. You know, like, well, Bree used to do this in her past life. Bree used to do that in her past. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you feel like everybody's coming after you. So,
And that's something that I had to work through, like, coming from my past, like, and then starting to go into this, like, venture, and putting myself out there, like, I was like, people are gonna know me from who I used to be, and I might get some shade because of that. But then, like, I mean, so
even
far,
this
I haven't.
past YouTube comment, it was positive.
Yeah, it was positive, but, like, someone who I haven't talked to in years, since I was, like, a junior in high school, maybe, but still, like, you know, on Instagram or whatever, Facebook, friends, whatever, like, no bad blood or anything, never did anything inherently wrong, like, anything wrong to this person, but it was just, like, she knew me from a day that I wasn't really walking with Christ.
Yeah.
And people are going to know that person, the BC before Christ, Connor before Christ, if you will. And when I was, you know, I was walking a different way, and they might judge me, and they may be like, well, I'm not going to listen to this because I know who he was.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I know that God's changed me and that I'm a different person. But her comment was like, it's crazy to see you in high school and see how you're doing now. So happy for you, something like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's real.
Yeah.
That's who I was in high school and who I am
You're
now.
not a good person.
Let me tell you, dealing with some, I was definitely dealing with some trauma in some negative ways.
Yeah.
The world might think they're positive, however, what the world
If you're
thinks
dealing
is
with
good.
something and it makes your depression worse, it's not a good way.
Let them hear it.
It's not. Like,
Yeah.
if you're dealing with something and you think this will heal my problems, and then you just start to decline even more.
Anytime you say,
Newsflash.
because people got holes, you know, eyes, mouth, nose, whatever. People got holes in their heart though, and they try to fill it with other stuff. I had a hole, I was trying to fill. Filled it this way, filled it this way, filled it this way. Filled it with God.
Boom.
Good.
Boom.
Great choice right
Yeah.
there. Truly filled it with
And-
God. Because I
yeah.
did come from a past of growing up in the church, which we talked about last episode. Grew up in the church, whatever. Not really my faith, though.
Your parents' faith.
Parents, family members.
Yeah.
It was my faith. No, I knew who Jesus was. I just wasn't all in, I guess is a
Right.
better way to put it.
Ooh. Water break.
No flavor, just bubbles. Love it.
Oh, I got the lime one.
Oh, yeah. I took the last one that was plain.
Oh, that's good. I like the lime one better.
Oh, whatever. Living water. Yeah,
that
so-
sucks. Sorry.
Just like I probably hurt people, and now they
Absolutely.
might discredit me now, but like don't let that deter you from going into church or finding a place, because like
You're
I
not
had to find my place, and there, like I said, people are gonna judge you for what you've done. Just show them. Your actions are gonna speak louder than your words. Show them that that's not who you are, and that's gonna take a lot.
Yeah.
There's gonna be people who might see this and they'll never believe that I'm different because
Nope.
of what I've done. It's gonna take a lot,
That's
and
fine.
don't let that discredit you don't let that You are who God says you are, not who people said you are,
Like,
not who the church
right.
people who hurt you said you were. And you are, FedEx is here. Sorry, squirrel. I'm looking out the window. You are who God says you are.
Like, you are a walking example that God is real.
Right.
God is true. God loves you, and you are real because of your testimony. Testimony.
Are you talking about me specifically?
Yeah.
Or are you talking about, or you said you, like, are you talking about to the people?
Both. Whatever makes you happy, babe.
Either way. Yeah. Yeah.
But, like, you know what I mean? To play on, like, you specifically, yes, me specifically.
Right.
Just people who are all in and know, like, yeah, I was shitty person. I was horrible to others.
Yeah.
I was horrible to people who are like, yeah, I was that. However, like you said, God filled my holes.
Yeah.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, like, the whole, when you were saying, like, hurting people, we're in a relationship, right?
We are?
Okay.
You have a boyfriend?
You have a boyfriend? We're married, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna hurt each other.
Yeah.
For every single time you've hurt me, or for every single time I've hurt you, whether it was on purpose or not, you think I'm just gonna walk away? You're not gonna get anywhere in life.
Yeah.
If I get hurt at every single church I'm at, let's sit down and reflect.
Yeah, do some self-reflection. Maybe it's not hurt. Maybe it's people calling you out. And that
Exactly.
that can hurt you, but they didn't hurt you. You did it to yourself.
Exactly.
They're trying to make you better.
Mm-hmm.
And some people, and I've been dealing with this. I've been dealing with this. Maybe I should do some reflection too. I'm not the best always at taking criticism, but I'm trying to be better. However, people don't take criticism very well.
No, I know what you're talking about. They don't.
Um,
And that's fine.
Yeah.
But, like, you gotta grow out of that.
Yeah.
Because if everybody just didn't take criticism well, we would be nowhere. We wouldn't get anywhere.
Right. Nothing would change.
Nothing would change. Your relationships would suck.
You got to be able to, and again, like, sometimes we don't always go. Criticizing has a negative connotation. However, sometimes we don't do it the right way.
Right.
Like, I've been through some stuff this past, like, couple weeks. I probably didn't do it the right way. And it's something that now I've reflected on, and I know that we need to go back to step one and sit down instead of, like, calling out.
Yeah.
You can call people out on their junk, but, like...
But in a loving way.
Yeah, but in the term of society right now, like, you don't need to call somebody out.
Right.
Like,
you don't need to cancel anyone. You ain't gotta call somebody out.
Right. Like, sorry, but I'm not gonna take it very well. If you come to me, say somebody sees something, the pastor sees something, whatever, come to me and talk to me about it. But if PD, Pastor Doug, gets up on the stage on Sunday morning and was like, I saw you doing this, explain yourself in front of the whole congregation, like...
You're gonna be like,
I'm gonna feel that type of way.
I gotta go. My mama calling me right now.
I'm gonna feel some type of way about that.
Yeah.
So there's a way to do it,
Absolutely. And even you said it yourself, like, we all still gotta work on that. I know even just us, like...
Yeah.
We've criticized each other, and there's been moments where...
And right ways and wrong ways.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like whenever you criticize me about my driving, always wrong.
This man stops at green lights.
And runs red lights.
I wasn't gonna say it, but you said it.
And sometimes yeah.
But
yeah,
to go back on the church hurt, and like, if you just constantly get hurt on something, and maybe the church is hurting you, maybe they are foul, maybe you just got a bad navigation to churches, and that's fine. Step away from church and worship on your own. Do your own studies.
Yeah, take a little
Have
bit
a
of
relationship with God.
Yeah.
Not people, not the young adults ministry, not the youth ministry, not the kids. With you and God.
Yeah, get right with God.
Get right with God.
And
He'll
then,
lead you.
and then you'll find a place where you belong.
It literally says He will be the light in your life.
Yeah.
And that we also, as His, I guess, like, correct me if I'm, like, disciples.
Sure.
Need to be the light in other people's lives.
Well, disciples. Keynote, or I don't know, little interjection here. As I was thinking, it was like, church hurt is going on because discipling isn't.
Ooh!
Church hurt is going on because discipling isn't.
Write that down. Write that down.
Write that down. Let me put that in my notes real quick. That was.
You just thought of that?
Well, no, I did see it. I saw it on like a clip or something, like a reel.
Oh, so you stole it from someone?
Huh? I didn't steal. You can't steal.
You borrowed it?
Truth. Truth is for everybody. Boom. But yeah, church hurt is happening because discipleship isn't. Discipling isn't.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We should probably wrap this up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta go back to Judgment Day though, because I have some notes about Judgment Day.
Oh Lord. Okay.
And some.
Go off, King.
Yeah. So we're talking about how church hurt is real, but it won't be a real excuse on Judgment Day.
Right.
And then, because who got hurt by the church? We did talk about
If anybody got hurt, it was Jesus.
Right. Did the church throw you up on a cross and
Last time
beat
I
you?
checked.
Because they did to him.
Uh-huh.
And he still died for you when he didn't have
They made
to.
him
He still suffered a pain you will never be able to imagine
Oh no.
for you.
And it's not like,
And the church hurt him.
yeah, like the entire time it wasn't like, surprise, Sade, you're getting crucified. It was like, I'm gonna walk this
Right.
path
Like
with
he
these
knew.
people. He's gonna be like, he knew every step of the way, and he said, yeah, absolutely.
Because let's talk about it. Betrayed by Judas.
Eh.
Okay,
Ugh.
first of all, and we all know that one, but
Judas.
let's talk about Peter. Denied you three. You're gonna deny me in front of all these people, which
Over
happened.
and over again.
And like someone who you find is like a friend, like could say this to support you, but then they deny you.
Yup.
That's gotta hurt. And then the overall people that were praising you one day
Yep.
are saying, "Put him on a cross."
Put
the
him on a
next
cross
day,
and crucify him.
and give us somebody else.
Yep.
Who, bad dude, right?
Mm-hmm. Like, he was crucified next to two criminals. Can we talk about
Right.
that? Like,
And there was gonna be three people regardless, but
yes.
3 criminals or 2 criminals in Jesus.
Right.
You took the criminal back and put Jesus up
He
there.
forgave the criminal. Ah! Y'all be pissing
Come
me
on.
off, man.
Come on. And then like, so yeah, church hurt's real. I'm sure that
Absolutely.
hurt Jesus. That didn't stop him from saving you.
Have you gotten church hurt?
Huh?
Have you gotten church hurt?
I will say, I was thinking about this coming into this episode.
So I don't think we talked about this.
I think that, yeah, for me personally, the best people who have guided me in my life have been Christians and a part of the church. So I think that's helped me navigate times that I have been hurt or upset or have my feelings hurt by people in the church, yes. There's things that people in the church have done that have upset me and hurt
Yeah.
me. However, I think
You have stronger mentors.
Yeah.
Like Bobby.
Right, Bobby, just all overall, like my grandparents, parents,
Yeah.
different people, neighbors, community speaking into me, all the love I've been shown.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't gonna let those and the people that I've experienced that from, majority of them, it's just been like I'm sorry, maybe you were. I was probably like. I was in a bad place right then.
And
you made
took it
you
from-
said
yeah.
something. Maybe it was like a joke, because like guys, we do that a lot.
Y'all just have no lines, no boundaries.
And maybe they took it a little too far that day
Yeah.
on something, and it upset me. Whatever. Don't hold it against them. Like.
But you know that
like,
now.
And if it was something like maybe it wasn't something that I find like there's certain things that like there's a line like don't
Yeah.
joke about me. Don't joke with me about something like that.
Yeah.
Especially if like we're depending on where
Oh,
our
the
friendship is
relationship,
at,
yeah.
So, gone up to them, hey, what you said really hurt my feelings. I love you though, because of what you have done for me, maybe, or maybe it's someone that you don't really love. It's because you're called to love, but you don't call to like.
Yeah, you
You
may
might
not be
not like
friends with
that
everybody,
person.
but you gotta like everybody.
Tell them this. This is how you made me feel. So this is why I'm doing this, whether it's putting distance there or whatever. But for me personally, I feel like I haven't experienced that church hurt that's like
Yeah.
pushed
Driven
me
you
away because of all the good things that I have gotten. And now, like, I went away, but not because of church hurt.
Yeah.
Because I'll say like the actual like
The actual church itself didn't hurt you.
I'm, again, like, being self-aware, I'm aware that, like, people do things. I've always been pretty, like, conscious of that people will do things that are going to hurt you. It doesn't mean they don't love you. Like, there's things that, like, your parents will do, that your friends will do, that'll hurt you, that'll hurt your feelings. They still love you.
We've had
Talk
that,
to them about it.
Exactly. We've had that. We have, like, a core group of best friends. We love each other, but we know, we're all Christ followers, but we know that one way to maintain that family-like environment is to call each other out in a loving way. We've already had to deal with that.
Yeah.
You know, like,
oh, this hurt me.
Yeah, like,
When
I've
we
had
did
to
this.
deal with that with Lexi. We talked about it. We love each other, got over it. We're both getting better at whatever it was that we hurt each other in.
Yeah.
Angel and Lexi, you know, whatever it is, like...
Yeah, any of us that have, like, done something that's, like, eventually, like, if you get close enough to somebody...
You go and piss each other off.
Right, brother and sisters, like, whatever, we live together, like, we together all the time, pretty much.
And you learn just to, like, how to deal with things.
Yeah.
He needs to fix things in the moment. Sometimes...
Yeah, I'm a let's do this.
Yes.
Because it really, and I'm, again, trying to work on it.
Yeah.
It really affects me for, like, I can't, I stew on it until until we talk about it or fix it. Like, I'll be thinking about it. Boom, boom. This is all I can think about until it's settled.
And that's fine. People heal differently and need time.
And
like,
it comes with
different
your
times.
past experiences.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's something that I'm getting over of, like, I need to settle this now because I don't know if, I still really don't know. I don't know if it's an abandonment thing, but, like.
I think so. It's okay.
Maybe, yeah. It might have to do with some abandonment
We can talk right
issues
there.
here.
That's about it.
However, like, that's what it's good for me to deal with like, problems with us or with our friends or with people I'm really close with.
People that hold a special place in your heart.
Right. I'm a fix it now person.
Okay, bomb builder.
You're more of like I need to step back.
Yeah.
Let me think about it. Let me process. I need to calm down.
And that's something we've learned in our relationship because he just wants to fix it because he doesn't like the tension.
Yeah.
I need to take a step back because I know that I'm self-aware enough now that if we talk about it right here in this moment, and
I might say things
that are hurtful and that I can't take back.
Yeah.
And that could damage a marriage, a friendship, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's okay. If you're hurt and you don't want to talk to that person yet, that's fine. Talk to somebody else about it. Because there's been moments where it's like, hey, I'm really upset with this person. They hurt me, and I don't know what to do. We'll talk about it. He'll be like, are you ready to talk to her? Him? They?
Yeah.
Like, all of them. No, I'm not ready to talk to them.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because the last thing you want to do, especially experiencing church hurt, they hurt you, right? You want to talk to them, but you don't want to hurt them back.
Right. And another thing, like, the longer you hold on to it,
oof.
If you don't ever talk to about it, it might be something that you say to somebody else.
Yep.
And then it becomes gossip.
And then it becomes a whole other issue.
Whenever that person probably didn't need to be brought into it at all. Whenever you could have just taken your time, dealt with it. That's why it's so important to deal with it, because it's like you and me we can get in a fight or something, but say we weren't married, we were just dating for like, say we were like dating like 6 months. I do something messed up, right? Yeah. Well, we worked through it, but you told your best friend.
Oh,
you opened up the circle, so now your best friend comes in. Now we worked through it, but we didn't work through it.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be that, like, disdain for that person because she cares about you.
Yeah.
Or just like my friend cares about me, or you care about me. So if somebody hurts me, I might be able to forgive that person because, work it out, whatever. It's harder for
me to forgive.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So you do need to work stuff out. You do need to talk to people and have that courageous conversation. I get it. It's not comfortable. You want to learn how to deal with conflict? Go watch The Catch episode 2 because they just talked about conflict.
Really good.
Awesome. And ways to navigate through that. But last little thing, I want to bring some scripture into this. You go up on Judgment Day. The church hurt me, so I went away from you. and I said, I declared that, like, oh, I'm done with Jesus. I don't want him. God says, whoever acknowledges me before others, I will acknowledge before my Father in heaven. But whoever disowns me before others, I will disown before my Father in heaven.
Period. Let them know, Jesus. Let them know.
Because, like, granted, it's slightly different, but, like, I will tell them plainly, depart. I never knew you. Away from me, you evildoers.
Mm-hmm.
Spit you out like lukewarm water.
Yes.
Depart from me, for I don't know you. Like, I did all these things in your name, God, but, like, I didn't know you. Mm-hmm. So don't let your church hurt change into God hurt me, because God didn't hurt you.
No,
Jesus didn't hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
The church hurt you. So don't let that. Oh, dang, this one. Oh, even Lila woke up. Those were some horses that just walked by.
Baby, our windows are open.
That's okay. They know that they got big dogs.
It was 2 Great Danes.
Yeah.
Even Lila said,
She's like, what is that?
What is that? I could write that.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Our neighbors just walked by with, like, 2
really, really big.
huge Great Danes. Anyways. So yeah, don't let your church hurt. Don't lie to yourself and say that your church hurt is God hurt, because God didn't hurt you. Jesus didn't hurt you. Still worship him, still love him, still serve him. Make that relationship with him, because it's a relationship, not a religion.
No.
Don't be the person who gets to heaven and saying, well,
what happened
I loved you, but this person hurt me, so I was, like, kind of done with you. But, like, I did love you, or I did still believe in you. Like, don't be that person that gets told, I didn't know you.
Yeah.
Because because you loved your pastor, not God. Because you love your church.
Our God is a very loving, forgiving God, but
he don't play around.
But he don't play. He won't let you walk all over him.
Yeah, because, like, there's gonna be a judgment.
Unfortunately, as harsh as it is, and we don't know who's gonna be there. We don't know who's gonna get into heaven.
We don't know when.
I hope my dog's there, because I miss my dog.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss my dog.
But
I hope that movie "All Dogs Go to Heaven" is true.
It's true.
If it's not, and you have proof that it's not, don't even tell me.
Don't even tell me. Lie to me. At that point.
Because then you're gonna be church hurting me. If you tell me my dog's not gonna be.
And then I'm just gonna be done. No, I'm fine. But yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Don't let church hurt.
Don't let church hurt define the relationship you have or can have with Jesus, because he is good and wonderful and
gracious and loving and life-saving, miracle-working. Come on. Yeah.
We're Kirk Franklin. Kirk Franklin, he walks in.
But
today's a new day. Today's a new day. There is no sunshine.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Let's reel it back.
Yeah.
You can't cut us out this episode.
But yeah, so don't let someone who hurt you. You getting Lila in the frame? Come here, baby. Oh, my little baby. Oh.
Don't let someone.
If you talk to your dog in a normal voice, you're a psychopath. If you don't talk
Serial killer.
whenever you're, like, petting, playing, whatever, if you don't do the baby voice.
Okay. What were you gonna say?
You're weird.
Don't let church hurt.
Yeah, don't let church hurt. Keep you out of heaven.
Yep. Period. That should be a shirt.
I know. Don't let church hurt keep you out of heaven.
Copyrighted. We take it. We take it. We said it here first.
Yeah. So. Yeah, but coming episodes. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, you go, King.
Coming up episodes, we're gonna do trying to get if y'all know Caleb, we're trying to get Caleb on here to do common misconceptions and, like, working through that stuff, spitting some facts out about what's real and what's not, which might involve your church hurt.
And what he means by real is, like, what's biblically
right.
Fact-check.
Yeah, fact checking, like stuff
tattoos,
that you were told,
smoking, drinking, things like that. Sorry, this was a jumble podcast. I don't think we're here both mentally.
Yeah, it was good, though. I think it was good.
I think it was good. It was raw. It's
a raw podcast. And it wasn't, like, planned or anything. We're just like, hey...
It's cozy couch talk.
Caleb had to take care of some stuff this weekend. So we're like, hey, we need to do a podcast.
Yeah.
What are we going to do it on? And then I watched the episode 2 of The Cats. They're talking about conflict. And I was like...
Church hurt.
Church hurt.
something.
So we're just doing a little quick little.
Yeah, not you, but I know very well.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get into that when we do your testimony episode, maybe.
Oh.
Your church hurt. But yeah, so we just do this together. But thanks for watching.
Thank you for sticking around.
You know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. Please keep watching. Again, like I said last time, we're gonna keep getting better.
Or not.
It might say exactly the same.
Exactly like this.
It might say exactly the same. But.
That's right.
But God's doing stuff, so.
Oh, yes, He is.
Yeah, stick around, turn on the bell so you know when we post again. You can go follow on Instagram.
Soon to be TikTok.
Soon to be TikTok, I guess. New to me. Yeah, Instagram. We don't have a Facebook, but we got Instagram and MySpace, and what is some old Tumblr?
Tumblr, Twitter, MySpace, Facebook, Instagram.
But no, like, subscribe, comment, tell us what you thought. Give us some questions. You know, maybe we can start doing like a Q&A in the beginning.
Yeah, stuff you guys want us to talk about.
Yeah, if you've experienced church hurt and you want to put some of that in the comments about how the church might have hurt you and how you got through it, let it be known. This is Lila again. She's trying to drink the water, but she's a pretty baby, huh?
We need to give her a bath and brush her teeth.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, all right.